So the question goes back to is why should we care about online accessibility, and we find that there are essentially 5 main reasons to care. And the first one is that ties into what I was showing you before, that we want to find a way to include everyone. And indeed, we now live in a time where, for the first time, we've lived probably in about approximately the 3,000th generation of humans. And this happens to be the first generation where it's possible to include everyone in communications. And I feel very strongly because we must, for social justice reasons, but it's also excellent business. And what I'm showing now on the screen is a Google search window. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to point out that for many of us, the most frequent visitor to our website is Google. Ta-da! And so most e-commerce online experiences begin with a search. Google holding more than 70% of the market share. And the thing is that Google search engine has the cognitive ability of perhaps a 4-year-old. So when we make our website comply with international standards for accessibility, we're also making sure that a search engine can understand, and when our search engine can understand what we're presenting, as well as confident in its understanding, we're going to get more relevant search results, and we're also going to get our results higher. So of course everyone wants better SEO, and complying with accessibility standards will give us better SEO. The third reason is an internal reason. I'm showing a picture of Stephen Hawking as an example of the type of person that we don't want to exclude from our own workforce. So if we imagine that between 35% and 75% of people live with substantial disabilities, and we don't have a website, an intranet, documents, presentation software that can include everyone, then we're actually driving down the likelihood that we're going to be able to attract and retain the very best people for our organization. So if we want our organization to be competitive, we want to, of course, have access to everyone in the workforce, and that includes people with either subtle or substantial, living with subtle or substantial disability. So that's our third reason. Now the fourth reason is just, it's the right thing to do. It's we live in an age there's a lot of social justice still to be solved, but there's a lot of great victories, and we live in a time that we have a lot to celebrate. In the last 35 years, more people have been liberated by information technology than all the wars in human history. And that's because these tools, these platforms, this internet, all of this makes it possible for us to, for the first time, communicate with everyone and include everyone. And not just share information with everyone, but let everyone be involved in the process of creating and sharing.